Dear students, for this session and the next session, we will cover following topics. One is first is chirality, then achiral, then chiral objects, achiral objects, enantiomers, racemic mixture, resolution, Fisher projections formulas with some examples, then RNS configuration with examples, right? So these are the things which are going to be covered in the next lecture. So the first one is the chiral and achiral object, right? So before we start this thing, the carbon is tetravalent in nature, and the non-planar tetrahedral geometry in carbon compounds give the birth to the concept of stereochemistry. That means the four atoms or groups attached to a carbon are present in different planes, right? So the arrangement of different groups or atoms in space in terms as configuration, right? So this is called the configurational isomerism. Okay, so now we'll look into the chiral and achiral object, right? The term chiral, basically it is taken from the Greek word chir, mean handedness. So that means, so sometimes this chiral can be pronounced as chiral, right? Okay, so yeah, so the human hand being unsymmetrical, right? So a person can shake his right hand only with the right hand of another person, not with the left hand of another person, right? So that means asymmetry is best understood through the concept of an object and its mirror image, which is fundamental to stereochemistry. Okay, so in this case, so you have this right hand and left hand. Okay, so that means, our right hand and our left hand do not have any plane of symmetry, so that means it is non-superimposable, right? So they are non-superimposable mirror images. So these type of objects are chiral. Okay, so any molecules or object is said to chiral if it does not have a plane of symmetry. So if there is no plane of symmetry, that means it is non-superimposable on its mirror images, right? So best example I shown you that the right hand and the left hand. Okay. Now on the other hand, right, if you look into the chair, right? If you look into the chair, right? So in the look into it is symmetrical, right? So that is it is symmetrical on its mirror image, right? So it is achiral in nature. So that means the object that is superimposable, that means exactly overlap its image on its mirror image, is called achiral, and it is symmetrical. So in the present text, when we refer to symmetry, we mean the plane of symmetry. Like so, another example we can easily be take like the hands, gloves, ears, even the screws, spiral staircase are chiral, they are unsymmetrical. Whereas the fork, ball, nose, cup, socks, right? Then you have like the conical flask. Okay, so these things are achiral, but they are symmetrical in nature. So in this session, we'll look into the things that is a chiral object and achiral object, right? Okay, so right. So this is a given compound, that is chiral and achiral compound. Symmetry. So before we start, we already understood that what is chirality, right? So basically, a carbon atom bonded to four different atoms, a group in the molecule is called chirality center, right? So such a carbon in the molecule was called an asymmetric carbon, and asymmetry of the molecule is responsible for optical activity in the compound, right? So in the given picture, right? So two pictures are there. So two mirror images are there. In the first case, see, in the carbon it is in the middle. So that is the and it is attached to the different atoms or groups. Right? That is it is designated as 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right? It's totally its mirror image. That is totally and they are not non-superimposed. So we can say the first structure is a chiral structure, a chiral compound. But in the case of the second one, right? The second one, the carbon, which is attached to one atom, two atom, and three atoms. That means now it is not a what do we say? It is symmetrical in nature. So if you look into its the mirror image, it is exactly similar to exactly the first one. So that means this type of compounds are not what we say the achiral compound. So we can say it is a chiral compound. So similarly, the another term will come, that is enantiomers, right? So basically the enantiomers are what? Nothing. They are the isomers, right? Which bear object-image relationship again, but do not superimposable on each other, right? So if you take a simple example, the lemon, right? So in the one enantiomer, because it is an isomer, so one isomer has different taste, different smell, another isomer has a different smell, right? So that is enantiomer. That means enantiomers possess identical physical properties, right? But they only differ with the sign of rotation, that is either plus or minus, or D or L, this is extra-rotatory, or the other one is the levo-rotatory, right? So that is the enantiomer. So in the stereochemistry, this enantiomer has is a very good, but it's an important part in the stereochemistry. Okay, right. So that is the case. Okay, so now next one is, so this is the given lactic acid is given. Okay, lactic acid is it is two different structures. They are non superimposable. So and hence it is this type of compounds are known as what the called the enantiomer. So in the enantiomers we study one more thing, that is called the racemic mixture. You know what is the racemic mixture? A mixture containing two enantiomers in equal amount, in equal proportion. That means they have a zero optical rotation, right? So such compounds are known as what the racemic mixtures. Okay, and you know that the process of convert an enantiomer into the racemic mixture is known as what the racemization. So in this session we'll study that, we'll discuss into that part also. Okay, so now next one is see how you represent the enantiomers. How you represent the enantiomers, right? So basically there are various ways to represent the enantiomers, right? So but the three-dimensional structure of carbon compound, you know, that is due to because of the tetrahedral geometry, right? So the best simplified approach is to represent a three-dimensional structure, right? Is a Fisher projection structure. So in the Fisher projection structure is what? A Fisher projection is what? It is represented by a plus sign, that is a cross, right? We call it the additive cross, where horizontal line represents the bond above the plane and vertical line represents the bond below the plane, right? And the point of intersection of two lines represent the chiral carbon. That is that chiral carbon is known as what is stereogenic center, which lies in the plane of paper. So in this part we'll study how to write the Fisher projection formula, because this Fisher projection formula is much more it is very much important to designate the configuration, that is R and S configuration. Okay, and next part is what? The next part is the R and S configuration. What we call it is called the R and S configuration, right? So basically is what, you know, the most important task for any organic chemist is to assign the configuration to stereoisomers, right? So although we can distinguish an enantiomer by the sign of optical rotation, that is a plus and minus, right, which is not easy, right? So the actual configuration of the molecule, that is the absolute configuration, is assigned by a set of some sequence rule, right, by given by the three scientists, that is Kahn, Ingold and Prelog. So that is referred as the CIP system. So there is a sequence rule is there. These sequence rule give nomenclature of stereoisomers in terms of R and S configuration. So that sequence rule is known as also known as what the CIP rule. So in this structure, so we are designated some numbers. There are 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? So basically they are known as what the priorities, right? So in short, so in the R&S system, right? In the R&S system, so we have to we have to assign the priority numbers, right? So based on the priority numbers, so we can easily designate which configuration is R and which one is the S. So in this part we'll study the detailed things, that is a convention, R&S convention of configuration designation to distinguish the property of each chiral carbon in the molecule, not a single one. If it is a longer molecule, if the chiral carbons are present, so each and every chiral carbon can be easily be designated by the help of R&S convention system. Thank you.